Good morning, Desert Willow off grid. Little project this morning before our spring winds get here. So March of last year is when my old array failed. You can see the leftovers there, the remnants. You can see some of the leftover damage from some of the panels here, right? I was able to save half the panels, the other half were broke. The wood failed, like I had mentioned, meaning I didn't have proper hurricane ties, and the wood just split. But this also lifted up, so I made this hole deeper and wider. I didn't put rebar in them, and I probably should. And what I'm going to do now is actually make a pad around this and put big rocks on it just to help hold this corner down, because I don't want that event to happen again. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a canyon. Let me get my finger right there. We get some crazy winds coming off of that canyon, I believe. I've seen dust devils, and I can't call them tornadoes, but they took an empty IBC tote, lifted it, and threw it in the air, and I was like, well, that was great. Then it hit me, and that was fun. So I think that's what happened. We just got it wasn't a tornado, but we had insane wind. We had, I think it was twirling, because we had a panel that day on the ground, flat. It threw it up in the air and shot it that way, like 500 feet. And I was like, that's cool. So I'm just gonna stabilize this corner right here, using some of the leftover lumber just to make a brace, or a form, just to make a square, like 3x3. And then you see those big rocks over there? I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna use, I don't have any rebar, but I have leftover ground rods. I'm just gonna put in there and see if that'll help hold it. So let's get to it. Just gonna cut this up into 3 feet lengths and screw them together real quick. All right, I got everything framed out. I don't have rebar, but what I do have are a couple of these pieces of metal. I think that was just a pipe the builders left over, and then I had an aluminum ground rod. I'm gonna do the 2 long ones long ways. I'm gonna do one the other way, just to give it a little more stability. So I'm I also added a couple nails and screws just to hold into the pad that I'm gonna make, and then I'm gonna roll over big old rocks once and lay it on the side and the back, just to give it a little more weight to this corner. Like I said, this is the weak spot. I ain't having what happened last year happen again, so this is just me trying to help out with that. All right, that's how she turned out. I used the fast setting stuff, 4 bags. Like I said, I just wanted a pad. This is the weakest. I'm also not a professional. This was the weakest link. I'm gonna put a rock. I'm just gonna roll a big old rock right here, and maybe one on the back here, just to provide a little extra weight in this corner. We'll see if that helps. This has always been a horrible corner because there's a ton of rocks where that 4x4 is, and I jackhammered down and I widen it, but man, it's just still the weakest spot. Now I did add the middle support in the back is pretty good, but I'm not taking any chances come this spring because it's windy. So that's what it's gonna look like. Maybe tomorrow I'll roll the rock on. I might wait a week and just let it cure. We'll see. But yeah, that's where we're at. All right, well, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend and a great week next week. Just to recap, I'm not a professional. So like I said, I'm just making that little pad so I can roll a rock over there to hopefully hold that sign down better. I mean, it's in there pretty good now, but I'm not going through what we did last year, hopefully. So yeah, so I'm getting ready for spring. It's here. It's like 65. I'm gonna drop another video. I'm smoking a chicken today in my pit boss, so I patted it up. I think I'm gonna throw some Creole seasoning on it, and then I have a smoke box on top of my pit boss. I'm gonna put it on there for like 6 hours and let it go. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, it's a gorgeous day, man. New Mexico's great. So spring's coming, and then death summer, and then fall and Christmas, my favorite time of the year. So